Hello, Simon here from RC Scrapyard. Today we're going to look at how to rewind a COPS pull start. That's the pull start that's used on the Hebeo or the Hyper engines, Hyper 7, Hyper 21 for example. These pull starts aren't available as a third-party replacement pull start, so you either have to buy an original or you have to repair the old one, and that's what we're going to look at doing today. Unfortunately, because of this unique smile or curve on the back here which goes under the exhaust, third-party pull starts will not fit. So it has to be one of these originals or a repaired one. So we're going to look at repairing a pull start. You can see this one, the spring has come uncurled, but the spring is largely intact. In this case, we can pull the spring out and we can rewind using the original spring. If the spring had been knackered in any way, i.e. it had been broken or bent, then we'd have to replace the spring. And in order to do that, what you would need for that is one of my kits. It's an RC Scrapyard repair kit. It has to be the high compression repair kit with the high compression cord in, because the standard repair kit just won't do the job. The part number for that from eBay and also from my website is on the bottom of your screen. Okay, if the spring is okay and we just need to replace the cord as we do here, then I would use a piece of RC Scrapyard ultra strong cord, as you can see here. This is also available on the website and from eBay, and the part number will be appearing on the bottom of the screen. So we're going to use a length of cord to repair this pull start. In addition, the tools I need are a little screwdriver, a pair of clippers, a little tool that I make, it's a bit like a bradawl with a point on, although you could use a screwdriver for this job just as well, and a pair of pliers. I use slightly curved pliers because I find these a little bit easier, and obviously a piece of cord. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove this spring. So just close your eyes when you do this so that it doesn't spring in your face, but we're going to pull it out. You can see from this one, it's come unsprung inside. There's no point in trying to rewind it inside there because it just will not work. It'll be a mission impossible. So we're going to take it right out and start again. Now these springs are held in by one screw, which is why we need the screwdriver. So we're going to pull the spring out, let it spring all the way until we get to the screw. And then we're going to undo the screw in the middle here. And just keep it to one side. There we go. There's the screw. And we'll just keep it to one side. And we'll just give that a wiggle and out it comes. Now, these pull starts, by the way, out of all the pull starts that you can buy, these pull starts are the most difficult to rewind. That's not putting you off because it can certainly be done, but they're small and fiddly and very difficult. So I would just say, just have patience. If you don't get it right the first time, just keep going and do it again and again until you get it right. It will pay dividends in the end. And to be honest with you, the more you do it, the more you learn, and it makes it easier for next time. So we're going to make it a very tight curl, a very tight coil curl, in order to make sure it goes back into the pull start. If it's too big, it won't fit. And we also need room to put the pliers in when we secure the spring in place. So I'm just coiling this up in the way that it came out the pull start, nice and tight, just to make sure it goes in. Even that, unfortunately, is not quite tight enough, so we're going to make it a little bit tighter. There we go, as tight as that. With the bigger pull starts, you don't have to go anywhere near as tight as this, but with these little ones, as I said, they can be very fiddly, very difficult, and even I can't guarantee this won't work first time, but we'll see what happens. So the cord that I use is a mixture of Kevlar, and it's a strange substance, but it's actually stronger than steel. So it makes it very strong. So the spring is now tightly wound and ready to go back into the pull start. So I'm going to just hold it with a pair of pliers like that, and you can see I've got a little tail hanging out, and that little tail is going to hook into the position on the pull start where it goes. Let's see if I can get this in. And I can see here I haven't actually coiled it tight enough yet, so I need to coil it a little bit tighter still. So I'm going to pull it tight like that and give it a few more coils. Usually these springs aren't very sharp. You have to watch your fingers, obviously, but these ones, unlike some of them, are pretty good normally, and you don't normally end up with cut fingers, although health and safety would say otherwise, I'm sure. There we are, just a bit more of a tail on there. That's it. So I'm going to pop that into place so that it fits into the slot. You can see I've got a curve on the end there, and that curve will fit into the curve on the pull start. I'm just going to put it down flat on the bench to this. Now this is the notoriously difficult bit because that curve has to be nice and flat with the top of the pull start. If it's not flat in any way, then it will not fit in. So that's the difficult bit. So I'm just going to be a bit fiddly while we do that. So bear with me, as they say. There we are, and that's in. I'm going to put my finger on the spring to hold it in place, let it release the tension, so it's now in the right position, as you can see there. So it's in the right position, ready to go back in. So with that in mind, I'm now going to replace the screw that holds the spring in place. There we are, that's the screw in place. There we are, so now that's right. Now you can see here from the middle, you can see that this is almost central. That will probably be okay for this pull start, but you need to get it as central as possible. If it's over to one side, you'll have a devil of a job trying to fit this in later on. And this has to interface with that curve. With the repair kit, you have to make that curve yourself, but it's not a difficult job to do. However, for this one, we're going to replace the cord. The cord is snapped on this one and it's too short. So I'm going to remove the cord from this one. There we go. And we're going to replace it with a bit of RC Scrapyard ultra strong cord, just like this. That goes up through there. So we're going to tie a knot in here. And we'll just leave a little tail if we need to leave a little tail. There we are, it's a nice tight knot. I might actually put 2 in there because it's not really big enough. And we'll put it back through so it's laying flat and tucked in. If we need to tuck it in, just tuck it in with a tool. I'm going to use my point, but there we are. It has to be tucked right in on this one because otherwise it will foul against the back of the crankcase and you'll have trouble. So there we are, that's tucked right in. Now, as an additional measure with these pull starts, what I always do is put a loop in. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold it with our thumb, and we're just going to go round and tuck it in and almost tie a knot on the spool. So there we are, so you can see there, I put a knot on, and that just gives it extra strength. So when you pull it, you don't do much harm. Okay, so now I can thread the pull start back into position. There we are, and I can put all our extra bits on. So this is the cord, part of the cord guide at the bottom. This is the main cord guide, which goes up through here. There we are. This is the part that you attach the pull start handle to. Mustn't forget any of those in the right order. And then lastly, we're going to put on our little barrel. Now, this is where the clippers come in, because these can be notoriously difficult to undo. They are sometimes glued in place, and they're sometimes just very, very tight. But the cord they use, of course, is strong, and it makes it very difficult to take off. So I'm going to use a pair of cutters, and I'm also going to use a pair of pliers. Let's see if we can get this off. So bear with me just one moment while I have a fiddle. Sure, I'll make this look very amateur, but it is a difficult thing to do, so I just want to reiterate that. There we go, it's coming off. Nearly there. There we go. And that's the old cord, and there's our barrel. So what we're going to do here is we're going to tie a knot in our cord, and we're going to go through once, and we're going to go through twice, like that. And then we're going to put the barrel in the knot. Hopefully you can see that. Like that. In this case, I'm leaving a bit of a longer thread so you can see how this works. It doesn't have to be this long, but I'm going to fold that thread down flat, and it is going back into the handle, and that gives it the strength so it doesn't pull out. There we are, like that. There we are. Now, it doesn't have to be that long at all, but that's the way I've made it for now. So now comes the easy bit, he says, where we rewind the pull start. When we made our knot, we're rewinding backwards against the knot so that we get maximum strength on the pull start, like that, okay? And then this has to line up with the spring. So the flat goes onto the slot, I should say, goes into the flat of the spring. And that's what we're going to aim to do. So there we are. That does mean we won't have tension, but we don't have to worry about tension at this time. So let's see if we can put that into position. Is it going to clip in? This is the notoriously difficult bit, because this part lining this up with the spring is really hard. It has to be exact and it has to be correct. I'll probably make this look very easy, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. So let's have a play. It may be that in this case I'm going to need to reposition the spring. Let's try that and see. So I'm going to reposition the spring so it's just slightly over, which means taking my pliers there, and you can't actually see what I'm doing there, but I'll show you. There we are. So I've just repositioned the spring so it's in exactly the middle. Hopefully you can see that. And then we'll put this in place. Again, I'm not worried about tension. Tension doesn't matter at the moment. It's the position of the spring that matters. And that feels good. There we are. So that's clipped into place, and you can see we've got spring tension. But we need to get rid of this loop. So this is where Habeo have helped us out. If you look here, you'll see there's a slot on the side. So we're going to use that slot. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put it, this is where I use my pointy tool, but you can use a screwdriver. We're going to pull a piece of cord out, and we're going to position it in that slot, like that. There, oops, just missed it. In that slot like that. Now what we're going to do, holding this with our thumb, we're going to pull the tension round 2 or 3 times. So for example, if you watch what I do, I'm pulling it round. I'll try and show you. I'm moving the spool as we go, pulling the tension round. There's one. I'm going to go twice on this one. Pulling the tension round. Don't let it go. Pulling the tension round until you get to the middle point, and then you can bring it right the way through. And as you drop back, so you should have tension on the cord. And there we are. That is how to rewind a Kops pull start. I hope that's helpful to you, and happy motoring. Thank you for watching.